One woman pays $42 for Fenty Beauty Pro Filter. She trusts the brand completely. The formula was designed to control oil on skin that still produces it. On mature skin over 50, it cracks into every expression line by mid-afternoon. Another woman pays $24. Her dermatologist told her to use it. We ran 7 of the best-selling foundations through the same 5 criteria test on skin over 50. One clear winner. Starting with number 7, the 5 criteria: wear time, line performance, oxidation resistance, skin compatibility, and value. Each formula rated the same way. Same application, same conditions, same standard. Number 7, Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Soft Matte Longwear Foundation. $42. Rihanna changed the beauty industry with this brand. 40 shades at launch when most companies were still offering 12. That matters, and I will always give credit where credit is genuinely earned. But Pro Filter was engineered for younger skin that overproduces oil and wants a matte, filtered finish that holds through a night out. The base is loaded with dimethicone and silicone cross-polymers. On skin that still has natural moisture and bounce, those ingredients smooth and blur beautifully. On skin over 50 that has already lost moisture, elasticity, and natural oil production, they create a dry film that grabs every fine line and amplifies texture you did not even know you had. What the test found. By hour 4 under studio lighting, the foundation had visibly cracked along the nasolabial folds and settled into crow's feet. The matte finish turned chalky on the dry patches around the chin and forehead. Setting spray bought another 30 minutes, then the creasing came right back. Who it works for? Women under 40 with oily or combination skin who want full coverage that controls shine all day. Who should skip it? Any woman over 50 dealing with dryness, texture, or visible expression lines. This formula is solving a problem your skin stopped having years ago. The next one costs $10 more and tells a similar story in a different bottle. Number 6, NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation, around $52. Women reach for NARS because the name carries weight. Fashion campaigns, editorial spreads, professional credibility, and I will be honest with you, the initial application is beautiful, smooth, radiant, polished. You look in the mirror and think you made the right choice. The formula relies on dimethicone and a transfer-resistant silicone blend that locks the foundation in place. Transfer-resistant sounds like a selling point until you understand what it actually does on a face that moves all day. A film designed to stay rigid does not accommodate smiling, laughing, or having a 2-hour lunch with your friends. Every expression is working against a coating that was built to stay still. What the test found. Gorgeous for the first 2 hours. Genuinely impressive. But by hour 5, the formula had separated around the nose, creased visibly under the eyes, and the skin around the mouth looked more textured than it did bare. NARS also contains fragrance. On skin that is steadily losing its tolerance for sensitizing ingredients, wearing fragrance in your base product for 12 straight hours is a risk that the price tag does not justify. Who it works for. Normal skin in the 30 to 45 range that wants a polished editorial finish. Who should skip it? Mature skin with visible texture, expression lines, or any developing sensitivity. This formula does not move with your face. And for skin over 50, that flexibility is not a luxury. It is the whole point. The next one promises you were born with perfect skin. The promise is beautiful. The test results have a different opinion. Number 5, Too Faced Born This Way Foundation, around $40. Born This Way is a gorgeous piece of branding. Undetectable, natural, second skin coverage. The marketing makes you believe this foundation will make you look like you are simply having the best skin day of your decade. On younger skin with minimal texture, it gets close to that promise. But look at the ingredient list. After the standard silicone and water base, coconut water appears as the marketed hero ingredient. Coconut water is a lovely thing to drink on a hot afternoon. In a foundation at this concentration, its impact on your skin is minimal at best. What does have an impact is the fragrance listed further down the panel, sitting on your face all day, while the brand talks about hydration on the front of the bottle. What the test found. The coverage started medium and built nicely. Good slip during blending, pleasant feel at first application. But on mature skin, it grabbed dry patches around the forehead and chin and looked noticeably cakey by early afternoon. The fragrance was detectable throughout the entire wear test. Who it works for. Women with smooth, well-hydrated skin who want buildable natural coverage. Who should skip it? Skin over 50 with any dryness or texture. This foundation announces the very things it promises to hide. and the fragrance adds an irritation risk that mature skin simply does not need in a product worn all day. The next one has been sitting in professional kit bags longer than most of these brands have existed. Number 4, MAC Studio Fix Fluid Foundation, around $38. I have a complicated relationship with MAC Studio Fix, and I think a lot of makeup artists my age feel the same way. It was the workhorse. Full coverage, enormous shade range, predictable wear time. In the 90s and early 2000s, if you needed a face to hold up under hot lights during a 14-hour shoot day, Studio Fix was what you grabbed. But the industry moved forward. The formula did not. Studio Fix still contains fragrance. It still includes SPF 15, which causes flashback under flash photography and event lighting. That is genuinely ironic for a brand built on professional use. And the texture sits on top of the skin rather than melting into it, which means on mature faces with visible pores and fine lines, the finish reads as heavy. It looks like foundation rather than skin. What the test found: coverage was strong. Wear time was decent, holding reasonably well through 6 hours before visible breakdowns started. But the finish looked painted on rather than blended in, and on skin over 50, that distinction matters more than you think. There is a difference between looking done and looking like your skin just happens to be flawless. Studio Fix gives you the first one: who it works for. Women who prioritize reliable full coverage and are comfortable with a more traditional, made-up finish. Who should skip it? Anyone over 50 who wants their base to look like skin. MAC Studio Fix is a legacy product solving a legacy problem. If your concern is looking like yourself with better skin, this formula has not kept up. The next two foundations are where this test separates clearly. Number 3, Tarte Amazonian Clay Full Coverage Foundation, around $41. Tarte built this formula around Amazonian clay, a natural mineral that absorbs oil and extends wear. The 12-hour wear claim is featured prominently on the packaging, and in testing, the wear time was the real deal. This is the first foundation on this list that held up past the 6-hour mark without major breakdown. That earned my respect. But Amazonian clay absorbs oil by design. That is literally what clay does. On mature skin that has already stopped producing adequate oil on its own, that absorption actively works against you. The formula was pulling moisture from skin that could not afford to lose any, and by late afternoon, the under-eye area and the corners of the mouth looked drier and more crepey than they had without any foundation at all. Your foundation should not make you look older than going bare. What the test found: strong coverage, legitimate wear time, and genuine transfer resistance. But on skin over 50, the texture was too thick for delicate areas around the eyes and mouth. Blending took more effort than it should have, and the finish lacked any luminosity. It looked flat and dry rather than healthy and alive. Who it works for. Combination to oily skin that needs full coverage, holding up through a genuinely long day. Who should skip it? Dry or mature skin that needs its moisture preserved, not absorbed. If you want a finish that looks dewy, natural, and like you have actually been sleeping well, this clay formula is heading in the opposite direction. Quick pause. After running this test, I kept noticing the same pattern. The foundations with the biggest marketing budgets are consistently the worst performers on mature skin over 50. I put together a free cheat sheet with the 5-ingredient red flags I now look for on a foundation label before I will recommend it to a client. If you want it, link is in the description. It does not cost anything. The winner addresses the single biggest complaint I hear from women over 50 and backs it with something none of the other 6 formulas even attempt. But first, the runner-up that came genuinely close. Number 2, Armani Beauty Luminous Silk Foundation, around $65. If you have spent any time researching foundation for mature skin, you have seen luminous silk called the Holy Grail. Beauty editors worship it, red carpet makeup artists name drop it in interviews. And I am going to be completely honest with you because I think you deserve that. The initial application is stunning. The microfill technology diffuses light across the skin in a way that creates a luminous, almost airbrushed finish that photographs like a dream. It feels like nothing on your face and looks like everything in the mirror. I have used it on actresses at premieres and award shows where the makeup only needed to last 3 hours under controlled conditions. In that context, it is magnificent. But a premiere is not your Tuesday. On a real woman living a real day, the formula tells a different story after hour 6. There are no ceramides, no peptides, no active ingredients that specifically support aging skin. Luminous silk is a beautiful optical effect with nothing underneath it, and the silicone-based light diffusers doing the heavy lifting in this formula perform the same blurring function as products at a third of the price. Who it works for: any skin type that wants a luminous editorial finish for events, photographs, or shorter wear occasions. Who should skip it? Women over 50 who need a daily foundation that actually works with their skin for a full day. Luminous silk is a gorgeous 3-hour experience. At $65, your daily foundation should do more than look beautiful through your first meeting of the morning. For balance, this was the closest runner-up in the test. The finish is genuinely exceptional, but one foundation scored higher across every single criterion, and it did something none of the other 6 even attempted. Number 1, Luxe Color Changing Foundation. Around $24, you have probably never seen this brand at a Sephora counter or in a department store display. That is because Luxe does not spend what these other brands spend on retail placement and influencer campaigns. What they did spend on is the formula. And after testing all 7, that trade-off is the smartest decision on this list. Every foundation I just reviewed works the same way. You choose a shade at the counter or match yourself online, you hope it looks the same in natural light, and then you spend the rest of your day watching it oxidize and shift into a color that does not look like you anymore. That oxidation frustration is the single biggest complaint I hear from women over 50, and not one of the other 6 formulas on this list solved it. Luxe uses color-adapting pigment technology that reads your individual skin tone on contact and adjusts to match your natural undertone. The pigments respond to your skin rather than sitting on top of it as a fixed mask. That means no oxidation, no turning 2 shades darker by 3 in the afternoon, and no visible line where the foundation ends at your jaw and your neck begins. What the test found across all 5 criteria: wear time, 10 hours. That is how long this formula held without cracking, separating, or breaking down around the eyes and mouth. Line performance. This was the only foundation in the test that did not settle into expression lines. It moves with your face instead of fighting against it. Oxidation resistance. The shade at hour 10 matched the shade at hour 1. Every other formula on this list shifted. This one did not. Skin compatibility. The formula skips fragrance entirely and avoids the heavy silicones that strip moisture from skin that is already dry. Nothing in this bottle is working against the face it is sitting on all day. Value. $24 against a $65 formula with no actives for aging skin, and a $42 formula designed for skin 3 decades younger. And it is actually cheaper on Amazon than retail. I am going to leave a link in the description below. There is a question I get asked constantly by clients, by friends, by women who see my kit bag and ask what is actually inside it. What is the one foundation I would recommend if you could only buy one? Not the most glamorous, not the trendiest. The one that reliably does what foundation for mature skin needs to do without creating a new set of problems by noon. Luxe is my answer now. I have added it to my professional kit, and for anyone who knows how long I have been doing this, that is not a sentence I throw around. The woman at the beginning paying $42 is not wrong to want great foundation. She is wrong about what great foundation looks like on skin over 50. If the formula was designed to mattify oil on 25-year-old skin, the price is paying for someone else's solution. The woman paying $24 is not settling. She is wearing the formula that passed all 5 criteria on the skin that actually needs it. 7 foundations, 1 test, 5 criteria. The winner costs $24. Drop in the comments which of these 7 you are currently using. And after this test, are you keeping it or switching?